Hi, friends. Welcome back to Faith and Arrow Homestead. My name is Jaylee, and I am very sick. I have COVID. I went to the urgent care and got tested, and I was positive I do have COVID. Today is what is today? Today's day 4 of me having it, and I'm actually feeling a lot better today, although I do not look or sound any better. I have to film something to get up for Saturday, and my energy levels are low. And being day 4, I should definitely still be resting. So I thought, what could I film? And then I ended up having an idea. On this channel, I am not quiet about the fact that I am a Christian. And I include it in a lot of what I talk about. And I follow Jess from Roots and Refuge Farm. And one of my absolute favorite types of videos that she does are her devotionals. I find them to be very profound, and she is so gifted with her words, and I want to be that way. In my, I am in a Bible study group, a group of ladies. We meet every other Monday, and I have told them that I am working on being a more eloquently spoken Christian. I did not grow up in the church, and so that whole like Christian speak, church speak, I'm not very good at that. And so I've been practicing. I've actually been praying. They've been having me pray in the group, but then I've been the last few phone calls I've had with friends and family members, I've said, "Hey, can I pray?" Like I've been really kind of practicing being more comfortable speaking, kind of ministering out loud to people. I want to be good at that. I think having a platform as I do, and it's growing every day, and in the future, getting to meet people, and I just want to do a good job being the hands, the feet, and the mouth of Jesus. And I want to be able to pray with people and minister to people, and I want to do it well. And I've been practicing that. Sorry, my voice just cracked. I've been practicing that. I have been wanting to film a devotional for a very long time. I actually have had many different devotional ideas over the several months, and I just can't bring myself to do it. I have been afraid, and that's okay. I think that's okay, but I I think I have finally worked up the courage, especially lately with me praying for people and being as outspoken as I have been lately. I'm feeling like this will be good practice. So, this is my very first devotional on this channel. And it's going to be a short one. It's not going to be like crazy in depth or anything, but I'm really excited about it. And if you're still watching, I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for joining me on this. This is huge for me. And I hope that I can bless you and that you can take something away from this. So, what we're going to talk about, I have COVID. I have no sense of taste right now. I can't taste anything. You guys know that I cook all of my food from scratch. And one of the things that I love about that is the flavor of the food. The food that I make is very delicious, and I pride myself on the flavor of my food because when you leave the conventional food market and you stop buying the over flavored processed foods from the store, homemade food can seem quite bland. And Tom really struggled with that. Like I would make something and he'd be like, it just doesn't taste like anything. And I'm like, well, it's because it doesn't have any of the artificially flavored stuff from that you're used to from the grocery store foods. And so, as time has gone on and I've gotten better at cooking from scratch, I have found ways to make my food very flavorful. And even Tom now really enjoys the food that I make and enjoys the flavor. And also, because he's not as exposed to the other foods, your taste buds change as you progress in this journey. And so, yesterday for dinner, I made homemade creamy roasted tomato soup from tomatoes in the garden, all with all ingredients from the garden. And the chicken stock was chicken stock that I made, and the milk came from the local farm. I mean, it was a really good, very, very good quality tomato soup, delicious. And then I made garlic parmesan croutons using a loaf of bread that I had made that yesterday. And wow, wow, wow. Like, what a quality dinner. And the bread that I made, freshly milled flour. Like, I'm talking, this was a really good dinner. And I ate it, and so did Tom, and I could not taste it at all. Of course, I still had the mouth feel and I still had that experience, but I could not taste it or smell it at all. Nothing. Nada. And it made me realize how much joy we get from eating because of the flavors and the tastes and the smells and it made me so thankful. That's where I'm going with this. It made me so grateful as I ate my this meal that I had labored over and had spent all this time on and had harvested the ingredients from vegetables that I started from seed. And, it just made me so grateful that we put in all of this effort and all of this work and we are gifted this culinary experience. And I want to go two directions with it. First, I want to say that it makes me think of two things. The first being how wildly disconnected we are from our food experience. So it's so rare now for families to sit down and have dinner together, for for somebody to make a meal from scratch and to sit down and to really experience it and enjoy it and not just gloss over it, put something on Netflix, not even like register what you're eating. There's no food experience there, I guess I'm trying to say. And to me that's a shame. It's a real shame. And then the second direction, which, ties right into that, you know, God gave us, he gifted us food because he could have made it just something that we need for sustenance. Instead, he made it so that it can bring us such joy. So many different feelings can be experienced when you're having a meal. And we are disconnected from that now. We're disconnected from that. Families don't sit together to have meals anymore. People are not cooking from scratch anymore. People do not appreciate where the ingredients they're consuming came from anymore. And that makes me really sad. I looked up some scripture that I would like to share. First is John 6:35, and it says, "Then Jesus declared, 'I am the bread of life. Whoever comes to me will never go hungry, and whoever believes in me will never be thirsty.'" And I wanted to pair that with Isaiah 119 that says, "If you are willing and obedient, you will eat the good things of the land." Jesus compared himself to food. And in that verse from Isaiah 119, he said the good things of the land. So the food that he provided for us is good. And I truly, truly believe because God wants us to live full, vibrant lives. And food is a piece of that. Food is meant to be vibrant and full and enjoyed and experienced. And we are not. And I had a conversation with somebody from my Bible study group where we talked about just having one life. We just have one life. We are here now. And it seems to me that we do not have our priorities straight at all. At all. And that's okay. I mean, I don't think anybody intends to do that. But I will say that becoming a homesteader has definitely helped me see the things that really matter. And it's helped me slow down and say, whoa, 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 wait a second. We are missing stuff here. And this kind of relates, I'm realizing that this actually goes right along with the podcast that Jess just released, Eyes, No Eyes. And she compares it to going for a walk, and No Eyes doesn't notice all the beauty around him as he goes for his walk, whereas Eyes does. And very along the lines of that, but I'm relating it specifically to food. Same thing. I picture, and I know this is happening because it used to be me. We would sit down, Tom and I, he'd be at his computer desk, and I'd watch the TV, and we would put some stupid show on, and we'd eat Tyson chicken tenders with store-bought barbecue sauce and canned corn and sweet Hawaiian rolls from the store. And what's funny to me now is I considered that cooking. I made that meal. I consider that cooking because I didn't stop and get it as takeout, you know? I considered that cooking from home. And, we wouldn't even really taste it or enjoy it or get anything from it or have any real food experience surrounding it. And now, because I cook from scratch, here's the cause and effect. Because I cook from scratch, if I made that same meal, I would have made all of that. I would have breaded the chicken and fried it myself. I would have bought the corn from a farmer's market, prepared it in however way I wanted. I would have made the barbecue sauce from scratch. I would have made homemade dinner rolls with freshly milled flour, and I would have put all of this time and energy and intention into this meal. And you bet your sweet butt we would have sat down together to eat that meal, and I would have savored every single bite. I would have paid attention to the flavors as I was eating it. I would have asked Tom 50 times before he was done, "What do you think? Is it good? Do you like it?" And we would have experienced that meal because we put the time and the energy into creating it. Now, can you take that concept that I just painted for you and apply it to anything else in your life? Because I can. And I think that that's what we're missing. We are missing intention. That's the key word here, intention. When you put something, when you put your hands to something intentionally, it changes the way that you look at it. And when you take that out, when there's no longer that intention, and your priorities are elsewhere and your focus is elsewhere, you're no longer experiencing those things the same. It's almost like you're taking them for granted. And you're certainly not taking things for granted when you spend all that time in the kitchen preparing that meal for your loved ones. It's just, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that God made it so that we can find joy in these things. However, I feel like this is a smaller, bite-sized piece of the bigger picture. Yes, God gifted these things to us, but it is our responsibility to put them into practice. And that is the overarching theme of my whole life right now. I've got this dream and this vision for the future, and I know it's God given, and I am following it, and I am being so obedient. However, God has a vision, God has a plan and a path for everybody, but that does not necessarily mean that it's just going to happen for everybody. In order to really live that plan out to the fullest, you have to pursue it. You have to go after it. You have to be intentional about it. And that's what brings you to the fullness that God has planned for you. It takes both parties. He has the plan for you and he wants these things for you. And maybe pieces of it will just fall in your lap. But in order to get the full thing, the whole gambit, you have to pursue it. You have to go after it. You have to be obedient and chase after it in order for it to come to fullness. And I feel that way. I feel like this whole food analogy is a reflection of that. And it's so true. If you want to experience it to the fullest, you have to be intentional about it. And I am so glad that I've had that revelation in my life, and it's helped me to really appreciate things, and it's also helped me be really aware of my role in things, because we all have a role, and it has made me very acutely aware that we do not just let life happen to us. We participate. We are active participants in our life, and we need to act like it. So, what do you guys think? My first devotional. How did I do? I'm excited about it. I definitely want to have these videos on my channel. They bless me so much every time Jess puts them up. And they're an excellent opportunity for me to practice talking about these things with people, because I do so badly want to be somebody that people can come to and say, "Will you pray for me? Will you pray about this for me? Can you provide any advice or clarity for this for me?" I want to be one of those people. And I think that when something like that comes about, where you decide that you want to make a change in your life, or there's a certain characteristic that you want to nurture, or opposite, or if there's something that you want to stop doing, to get rid of, you just have to do it. Go after it. Practice it. And that's how it happens, you know? And so that's why I wanted to do this video. And I hope that it blessed you. I hope that you were able to get something from it. I hope it made sense. But you guys, that's all I have for you, I think. Many of you have been praying for me and wishing me good health and a speedy recovery, and I'm so grateful. Thank you very much. I will say, today's Thursday. I started to get sick early, very early Monday morning, and I'm already feeling so much better. And let me tell you that when I had COVID the first time, wow, this is wildly different. I was so sick for such a long time. My anxiety and depression was spiraling out of control. If you've been with me for the last little over a year, you probably remember it was not good. It was messy. And I think that my diet is just drastically different, so much better than it was when I had COVID the first time, and my mental health is in a much better place. And I think those two things together are allowing me to heal so much faster and recover so much quicker, and I'm so grateful for that. So thank you guys for your well wishes. Thanks for listening today. If you liked this and you are interested in seeing more devotional content, please let me know down in the comments. And I will ask you guys if you could give this video a like, share it with your friends, and if you've not subscribed, please consider subscribing. All of those things help my channel so much. And I can't wait to see you in my next video. Have faith and keep moving forward. Bye.